Jumped in the car and drove about 8 hours to what we here in the South lovingly refer to as the Redneck Riviera. Our children just landed about 45 minutes ago just outside Destin, so we're going to spend a week here with our son, our daughter-in-law, our grandchild, and our daughter-in-law's extended, or her family, our extended family. Shannon and I have been here through the years with the boys. We frequently came down here for vacations, so we're going to try to do something a little bit different this trip and explore more of Pensacola, the town. There's several museums, boardwalk area. Just do something different than laying out on the beach the whole time.
This mic on?
Check, check, check. And we are going to give you a quick tour of the place where we're going to be staying with our kids. Their flight just landed about 45 minutes ago, and they have about an hour drive. So we thought we'd take this opportunity just to do a quick tour before they get here.
Kitchen, we've already kind of peeked in each of the cabinets. You have pretty much everything that you're going to need for a week stay. Everything you need: dishwasher, 2 ovens, which is nice, microwave, coffee pot. I already have my coffee over here, had to bring that with us. There's actually a lot of storage in here. Excuse the mess that's on the counter because I haven't put it away yet. But you could definitely store some stuff for a good long week. Over here is the dining area, and you could just take a peek out there. There's a really nice porch where you could sit outside if you wanted to. A few seating options here. You could sit on the couch, watch TV, or just sit over there and look outside. We'll take you over there. There's, I guess, a lagoon.
Pond. I think it's a pond. It's
a body of water of some sort over there. That's really pretty, and I see myself sitting on one of those rocking chairs with a glass of wine shortly. This way is one of the main bedrooms. Obviously you could sleep as twins. I'm assuming you could also just push those together if you want to have a maybe queen size bed. Right through here is the bathroom that is shared with what I would call the kids' room. I thought I had these lights on too. So tight spaces, but plenty, enough. And I guess this is called a Jack and Jill bathroom. And this goes into what I would call the kids' bedroom. But the kids not only have a view of the lagoon, pond, whatever it is, but right out there is the bay. So that's nice. Coming back out. This is what they call the master, I guess because there's an ensuite. Well, I guess really that's an ensuite over there too. It's just shared.
Woo, lightning. 2 big windows that look out over the pond. We haven't checked out the bed to see how comfy it is yet.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you might hear some thunder when you come out here. It has been threatening to dump rain on us at any moment.
Nice porch area. I'm gonna risk it to step out here for this lightning.
It's very peaceful. It's a beautiful neighborhood as you come in. And it is really quiet. I guess that's the one thing that's nice. We're not right on the water. Well, we are on some water, but we're not right on the ocean, as you obviously saw. But this is the benefit to that, is having such a beautiful, quiet, peaceful place to stay. And when you want to go get in the bedlam of a Florida beach, you can do that.
We just finished watching a spectacular show put on by the Navy Blue Angels. We are here at Naval Base Pensacola. We have been to this show before. We've also been to the museum before. We love the Blue Angels. The show is awesome. If you're close to the area, you definitely need to check it out. I'll show you some video that we took from their performance and from inside of the museum. We've been to the museum a few times before when our kids were small, and typically after the air show, everybody kind of flocks there. Number one, because it's air conditioning. It's like 85 degrees out here. There's no shade. You can't have umbrellas and those sorts of things during the performance.
Well, you can, but yeah, not during the performance.
So yeah, good performance. We are both a little misty. We're gonna go try to grab some lunch, and then not sure what we're doing for the rest of the afternoon.
Historic area of downtown Pensacola. Supposedly this is the country's first settlement area. Somewhere along here there is a medallion that maybe if we come across we will take a shot of, that sort of marks the 3-mile path around here. We started with the Museum of Art, which there is an exhibit in there that seriously gave me the giggles, which I don't know if you can hear it, but anyway, that's just my humor. Next we're going to go into the Museum of History. One thing I wanted to say is for $22 a person you get to go into, I think it was 18 different places, and it also includes a tour of the village well, which is like these old homes and an old church. I think that they said they also dress up in there, you know, for the times. So we'll see if we can check that out as well. And if you've ever watched any of your videos, you know one of my main focuses is to find food. So at some point in time, we will find something down here to get to eat as well, and ice cream.
Good morning. To wrap up our day from yesterday where we were in downtown Pensacola, we went to lunch at a place called
Carmen's
tapas bar. Really good. I had a chicken salad sandwich. Shannon had
the beef. It's not roast beef, but it was a beef sandwich. It was very, very good.
Yeah, and they had potato salad that had
horseradish.
Horseradish, really good. Had just a little bit of a bite to it. We'll put a link to their restaurant in the description below. After that, we spent about 3 hours going on a tour with the History Museum through some historical homes and Christ Church, which is, Shannon's going to tell you about that.
So the old Christ Church was completed in 1831, and it is one of the oldest surviving church buildings in Florida. It's been a church, the Episcopal Church. That's what it started as. It's been a public library and a museum. And I think he said that the college used the building
for events and weddings and things. Yeah. That's true. He did say that.
Oh, and there were three of the vicars that presided at the church, I don't know, are actually buried there as well. So that was interesting. And one other little fact about Pensacola itself, I actually didn't know this at the time, but it is known as the city of 5 flags. So over the centuries, Spain, Britain, and France have all ruled. I think Spain was the longest. And then the Confederate flag, or the Confederacy, and then of course now the United States. So it's the city of 5 flags.
And real quick before I forget, shout out to Greg, our tour guide during the tour. An excellent job. He's not an employee, he's just a volunteer. Very knowledgeable about all the buildings and Pensacola in general. We have driven about 35 minutes from where we're staying this morning, and we are currently about to board a ferry to ride across from Fort Morgan over to Dauphin Island. To Dauphin Island and picked out a restaurant. There's not a whole lot to choose from here on the island, but Shannon has found us a restaurant called, fittingly called Pirates
Bar and Grill.
Bar and Grill. It had like 2,500, 4,500 4-star reviews, almost 5-star reviews. So it's looks like it's here on a golf course, and it's right out on the bay. So
and it's round.
Yeah, it's round. We're gonna give it a shot, and we will give you the full food review when we return.
Big burger. So, how is it?
We just finished lunch here at Pirates. I'm looking at the sign. Bar and Grill on Dauphin Island in Dauphin Island, Alabama. I highly recommend Big Phil's baked beans and the burger. I don't remember which burger I got, but it was very good. It came on a brioche bun.
Pirate burger.
Oh, it was the Pirate burger. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. We were headed back to try to get back on the ferry and go back over to Perdido Key.
The shrimp basket was really good too.
Shrimp basket was good. So that is 4,502 4.5-star reviews for Pirate Bar and Grill. Just made it back across from Dauphin Island back over to Fort Morgan. We 10 out of 10 recommend the ferry ride across, going both ways. We really liked coming back. It was a much larger ferry. There was an observation deck. Shannon got to make a few friends on the top. 2 ladies that are traveling across the country, just kind of taking, just kind of going wherever the road takes them, so to speak. We are now headed back into Perdido Key. We're going to have dinner with our children, and not sure what's going to happen after that. We may do hunt for crabs. That's a thing down here. Good afternoon from Laurel, Mississippi. We got up this morning and sadly had to leave the beach and our family behind. Shannon is a fan of, what's the name of the program?
Hometown.
Hometown. It's filmed here in Laurel. It is just happened to be on our way back to Little Rock, so we decided to stop in. We've already had an iced coffee at Lee's Coffee House.
Lee's Coffee and Tea.
Lee's Coffee and Tea. Very good cold brew. Shannon just purchased herself some swag here at the Laurel, is it Laurel Mercantile? Mm-hmm. At the Laurel Mercantile, and we are going down to the woodworking shop now to check that out, and then we're going to walk Main Street and see what other shops we can go into and find Shannon more things to buy.
If you are a fan of Hometown, like I am, you might recognize the lot furniture behind me. That store has been open since 1917, and it's been in the same family, obviously. And right next door, you might recognize the Buzzard's Roost. If I remember correctly from that show, that has you can rent those rooms, and they are themed by cities. New York, Chicago, I think, something like that. So they always looked really cool.
We are currently on our way back home. We have left Laurel. We walked around the town. It's a really cute town. They've done a good job. It's really interesting to see what influencers can do for a small town like that. Their TV program, they're really invested in the town, you can tell, and revitalizing the town and the houses. I mean, I think that's primarily what the show is about. I've only watched it a few times. Shannon watches it pretty religiously. Mm-hmm. We went to their mercantile store where they had t-shirts and stickers, stationery, mm-hmm. things that they've used and shown on the show. And then we went down to Ben's workshop where they actually do some video production there for their TV program when he's making like trim or doors, or he makes a lot of furniture usually for the houses they're remodeling, for the couples that they're doing the remodels for.
We also went to the Cent Library. Everything that they carry in their businesses are all either locally made or at the very least made here in the USA. So
then we walked around downtown. It was maybe down one street and back up their Main Street. This is primarily where all the shops and things are. Mm-hmm. We had lunch at Wilson's Commissary. Mm-hmm. I had a fried green tomato BLT. Shannon had the
meatloaf. It's sort of like a meat and three or a meat and two. If you're from the South, you know what I'm talking about. So homemade meatloaf, mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, pretty standard. And you know, they immediately brought cornbread and biscuits to the table. Another Southern thing.
Yes, jalapeno cornbread, which was very good. Fried green tomato was on the BLT. I was curious. That was their special for today. If you live in the South, then you know what a fried green tomato is, and you've probably eaten it before. If you're anywhere else in the world, we fry a lot of things here in the South, tomatoes being one of them. But it really worked well on the sandwich. If you come to Laurel, Mississippi, and you stop in there to have lunch, I highly recommend the fried green tomato BLT.
And earlier I said that we were at the Lee's Coffee and Teas, and said that people say that's the best coffee they've ever had in their life, and that I would tell you how it was. So, is it the best coffee you've ever had in your life?
Not the best coffee I've ever had in my life, but the cold brew was really good.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was worth stopping in to get the cold brew, definitely.
One of us had to have sugar.
Yeah, I like sugar in my cold brew. It's a neat coffee shop. Yeah. It's in an old historical building, as most of the shops and stuff there are in Laurel. But I'd say it's definitely worth the stop and trying their cold brew or coffees. So we are headed back home. We're watching our children's flight to make sure they get on and it gets out of Destin. and making sure they land safely. Our next trip is October. We are going to Spain. We are headed to Madrid and Barcelona with one tag along in our carry-on, which will be my sister-in-law Kristen and Shannon's sister. So if you want to see videos from that, you can hit the subscribe button, and we'll be posting videos as soon as we get back from that trip.